Greetings, everyone. Your boy Marvin Four here with Great American Survival. Today is a great day. Today we're bringing you a special video. We're telling you all about the 10 essentials you need for a nice, safe backpacking trip. Stick with us. I'll tell you all about it. Well, as you see, we're enjoying a wonderful weekend. Whenever we get to go on a trip, we always want to make sure that we cover the fundamentals of certain things that we need to make sure are the 10 essentials that we carry when we backpack. Whether it's a day trip, this is my wife's day pack right here, and we're going to crack it open, and I'm going to show you what she carries whenever we go on a trip. The bag itself is only probably, it's a high-tech Nova 30. So it's a 30-liter pack. It's got a little module frame to it, making it really comfortable for her to carry. She can carry her bag, which is 15, maybe 20 pounds, if that. And it's got all of her essentials. Now, the basics are ones, which I'm not even going to count this, is you always want to make sure that you've always got your water bottle. Now, you're going to have another thing in here, which is going to be a way to make sure you can make more water, or more drinkable water. But she always carries her hydration bottle in that. Well, let's start off. Let's see what we got in here first. Insulation. Insulation is the first one we're going to be covering. And insulation means having another layer, whether you're hiking and you're carrying a long sleeve thermal. In her case, she always wants to make sure she has a rain jacket. We knew today when we were going that we're going to be in an area that has a tendency to get some evening showers. We don't want to get rained on. Always want to make sure she has a rain jacket in her bag at all times. Now, along with that, she always makes sure that when we have her bag, since I'm usually the one carrying food, more food, whatever we're having for a meal, she always makes sure that she carries our extra clothing. And what I mean by extra clothing is, say like we're hiking somewhere, we know we're going to be going swimming. If we know we're going to be going swimming, we're going to make sure that all of our gear, no matter what it is, I'm going to pull out all this stuff. I'm going to get it all out here in a minute anyways, one by one. But just so you guys see, this is our clothes bag. Bottom of this bag is just clothes. And what I mean by clothes is if we're going somewhere where we know we're going swimming, or we're going to be in the river, playing in the water, doing anything along those lines, sliding on rocks, we have our little water shoes. These are just fold up little, they're nothing to them. They're a couple dollars, but they're very, very valuable, especially if you're in an area that has a lot of people. A lot of people end up going, people end up breaking glass. These come in very handy. But along the lines of that, with our extra clothes, is we always make sure that we both have our swimsuits in our bag. Because there's nothing like going somewhere and finding an amazing location that you really want to go swimming in and find out that you can't go because you didn't bring your suit. So you're like, okay, I'm wearing boxers, we can still go swimming, but when we go swimming, you're gonna be hiking out with wet underwear or wet clothing, causes chafing, just makes for a miserable time, especially if you're staying overnight. You don't wanna have a wet layer of clothing, it just sucks your body's temperature down and it just can ruin your day. Number 2 in our 10 essentials is first aid. And first aid can be very valuable, especially if you have an accident. Now my wife, I purchased her one of these Get first aid kits. It's been modified, so it's not all what originally came in it. We've added a few things which cover some of the other 10 essentials. Her first aid kit has whistles, Q-tips, bandages, tape, sling bandage, compression bandage, it's got a whistle, some tweezers, safety pins, some moleskin if you're on a day hike, very valuable. Regular Band-Aids, some Neosporin, some Advil, some pain reliever, things like that. Especially if you're prone to getting headaches, make sure you carry something that's going to solve that. If you out and you have a tendency to be allergic to the outdoors, make sure you got some Benadryl or some other antihistamine in your bag. Those are the things that should be in here. Number 3 is fire. Now my wife always has these in her kit. We have a couple of these Go towels, which come in handy as hygiene or whatever you want to use them for, but they also make a great fire tinder. So she's always got a few of those in her first aid kit. She's always got a Bic lighter in one of these Exotac little cases. Keeps it dry. Doesn't really need to be dry, but it just makes it where it's okay. And then she has a little ferro rod and a striker just in case, worst case scenario. Number 4 is nutrition. Nutrition means making sure that you have some type of snack, food to get you through in case you have a worst case scenario where you have to stay out in the woods overnight. No matter what, you just want to make sure you have what you need. We always keep bags of jerky in our bag, mixed nuts, things that have a lot of protein and a lot of fat in them, and they're good for you. Some protein bars. We've always got protein bars in our bags. We've always got drink mixes. The True Orange and True Citrus. Always got some of these little None. Those are good. And as you see, most of our kit, even with our nutrition, everything we try to keep it modular. So when you're looking for something, you know where it is when you need it, especially when you're backpacking. You don't want to have to dig out everything in your bag to be able to find something that you're looking for. It's good to know where it is in your bag. Like we know several things are in these side pouches, a couple are in the top. All those things all come in very, very valuable. Number 5 is hydration. Now, hydration doesn't just mean making sure that you have enough water, because remember, hydration starts the day before you go. Make sure that you're drinking enough water the day before you go to get your body properly hydrated so you start off on the right foot. Get up first thing in the morning, drink yourself a nice 16-ounce glass of water, drink that to your body, make sure you get yourself to kickstart, get yourself started off right. But always make sure you carry yourself a water bottle. We have gotten away from the plastic water bottles like the Nalgene's, and we've gotten to the glass and the stainless steel. Because you can always boil water if you need to. This one right here, as you can see, has never been boiled. It's just a really nice, clean canteen. She has a little hanger kit that makes it where she can hang it on her bag or on her arm. But we always carry a way to make more clean water. And personally, I don't know if I found another hydration that works as well or as quick or as easy as the Grail. This is the Grail Ultralight, and this thing is hands down one of the easiest hydration kits you'll find. For making water, no matter where you're at in the world, to make your water drinkable, this right here with their Orange Anywhere filter, this thing's awesome. That makes it where you can have fresh drinking water on the go. Easy. You can press out this will press out 16 ounces. You can process 2 of them in less than a minute. Fill this back up, do it again, leave the water in here, and this also works as a drinking thermos. Very good. So now you actually have an extra water vessel to store your water. Awesome. Number 6 is sun protection. Sun protection is not just about making sure, like she's always got a hat, like so. She's always got a hat stuck in a little side pouch. She does really good when it comes to this stuff. She's learned, and she's done great as a scout mom. She's awesome. Also, she's a little redhead, and she's pale skinned, so she always has sunscreen, and she always carries a buff. Just things like that to help her keep the sun off of her so she doesn't get scorched and doesn't ruin her day. Number 7 is navigation. Now, navigation is probably one of the key things on any trip that can make or break it. Now, me personally, I don't rely on my phone or GPS to be able to find somewhere. I always carry a map, and I always carry a compass. This map right here is the exact trail of the Appalachian Trail of Blood Mountain, and it shows all the major state parks, and it shows our trail, the Appalachian Trail. It shows where it starts, where it goes across, and you can follow, and you can see where you're at by following and knowing the landscape of navigation, being able to see where things are and how you get there. Making sure where you're at, how you get back to where you need to be, and if something worst case scenario happens, you can tell people where you are and how they can get to you. Don't rely on your phone. The next of the 10 essentials is illumination. Now, illumination is the basics. You're going to understand. It's making sure you got yourself a flashlight. So when it's dark, you can successfully navigate, or you can find your camp. You can look around, know what you need, be able to find anything you're looking for. It's key to a safe trip, is having good illumination. This right here is a headlamp. We always like headlamps over flashlights just because a headlamp gives you your hands free, especially if you're putting up a tent or a hammock in the dark. It helps. So keep a headlamp on you on your next trip. Number 9 is knife or repair kit. On our case, it's going to be both. We're going to have my wife carries a Swiss Army knife. This is the Huntsman, great little Swiss Army knife. She's got herself another little flashlight, little O-light on her thing with a little knife sharpener. But she's also got her Schrade multi-tool. This is a first aid based multi-tool, but it's very useful, very key, very valuable. It's an awesome multi-tool. But it makes it where in case you need to pull tent stakes out of the ground, repair something, fix a zipper, whatever it might be. Make a tent stake. If you happen to lose your tent stakes and you're setting up a tarp, you want to whittle some quick tent stakes to stake out your tarp. Just haven't been able to whittle down some sticks, stick them in the ground, stake down your tarp. Could save your trip and make it that much more enjoyable. I also, not one of the 10 essentials, but an extra. Just make sure you've got yourself some type of notepad inside your bag and something to write on, preferably a Sharpie. Makes it where in case you need to leave somebody a note, you're not trying to write it on toilet paper or some type of wet wipes. Just be able to write it on something. If you need to with a Sharpie, you could technically just write it on whatever you're looking for. Because if something happens, also if you end up using your first aid kit and you have an accident, like have to apply a tourniquet, you can write the time when you applied the tourniquet on their skin. And number 10 is shelter. Shelter could come in so handy, especially if you're stuck in a situation, not just in a worst case scenario where you're out and you get stuck and something bad happens and you have to stay overnight. But we have it on a regular occasion. That's why we keep these this is an 8x8 tarp. It's just a ripstop nylon tarp, but it'll keep you dry. And what happens is if we get out on a trip or on a hike and it just monsoons and we can look on the weather and find out, like we've gotten a weather warning on a radio and it's telling us it's going to rain, we find out we can't really get around it. We'll take our paracord that's in here with our tarp, stake out some type of shelter, get out of the rain, stay dry, maybe start a fire, and just make ourselves that much more comfortable. Remember, everything here is designed to help you have a better trip on your next trip. Keep you safe, make you enjoy everything you're going to go through. Make sure that your day trip is memorable and not in a bad way. We want to make sure that when we go out and we're doing a trip like this, that we have a great time and we come home happy. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope if you're new to our channel that you subscribe to our channel. We'd love to hear from you. Shoot us an email at greatamericansurvival@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. And remember, everything we do, we try to do to help you enjoy yourself, enjoy nature, be prepared, and stay safe. God bless, guys. We'll see you soon.